6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Sorry about that delay there. I was texting my best friend. Just found out my best buddy since like third grade is having a baby. So I was talking to him on the phone. Good to see everybody here. What is going on? Welcome in for a last-minute charter flight from Houston Hobby, taking the Houston Texans up to Kansas City to face the Kansas City Chiefs. So it should be a fun one. We're going to be a quick flight. We're going to get airborne. We're over here on the hard stand. We're actually over at the little not GA ramp, but essentially it's a GA ramp in Hobby, where they do some charter flights out of here. So the buses will show up. NFL teams, charter flights, sports teams, they don't typically go through the main terminal area. It's typically done through the FBO. They have their own private screening, and then they'll be bussed out to the aircraft, which is where we are right now, ready to pre-flight. We are locked and loaded, ready to go at 321 from Fenix. I love this airplane. I just flew one last night. Can't wait to get back in it today. and just give it a little test to see how it felt comparison-wise. You know, whenever I get out of the real airplane, I like to fly the Fenix version of airplane I just flew, just to double check, see how everything's feeling. So I can't wait for this one. Hope you guys are ready. We're going to get it going. Thrust set. Good to see you, man. Tool Shinoi's in the house. Zippy Zapple Turk in the U.S. Mr. FS Labs Glazer himself. McAllen's here. Scott AFO. What's up? Good to see you, man. Diabetic Lad in the house. Oh, yeah. Who you got? Houston on the refs. Man, I'm pulling for Houston, but I know the outcome. I know the outcome of this one. From a Broncos fan, go Texans. I know, man. I'm going to be rooting for them. United doesn't have 321s. I know. Well, I saw this livery, the 321 Neo, in San Diego last month, and I was like, man, that livery looks pretty slick on that 321 Neo. And sure enough, there's one available here for the 321 CEO, so we're going to fly it because guess what? It's flight sim, and it doesn't have to be realistic 100% of the time. So that's what we're doing today. Should be a fun flight. The best. Good to see you, Nick and Nate. Let's go, Benny. Thanks for the 49 months of support, my man. Appreciate you. 49 months. Good grief. Wow, y'all getting ready for Expo? It's going to be fun, man. I hope I get to see some of your longtime supporters there at the Expo this year. So, all right, let's waste no time, shall we? We're going to go ahead and climb up into our cockpit here. We've already done our pre-flight, or the FO has, so I'm going to go ahead and walk up the stairs. Gosh, I love that you can walk in on your own airplane like that on the Fenix. Airplane is kind of sitting around on a semi-turnaround state. Now, I've done some charter flights before in the past, and typically the airplane maintenance is going to move it over. It'll be kind of sitting in this state right here. Things are aligned, but always want to go over your traditional flows and stuff to make sure everything is kosher, right? Especially after maintenance has had the aircraft. So we're up and running. Let's go ahead and run through our flows. CVR test. I don't have it set up right. Peculiar. Okay. It's alright with charter flight. We don't want the CVR anyway. We got 3 ADIRs up and running. We go strobe into auto. Nav 1. No smoking auto. Arm the emergency exit lights. That looks good. Do we have fire tests? There's our fire test. Alright, good. By the way, you just said team arrives in the morning the day before the game. Keep that in mind. Yeah, well, they came, so they must have flew in yesterday, right? That's what I would be expecting. They probably flew up or yesterday, because today is the game. They kick off here at 3:30, which I want to watch, so that's why we're going to hurry up and blast out of here. We'll clear that null zone fault. I don't care about you. You don't exist. My side stick is absolutely perfect. Let's do an init request. We'll pull that in from the McDo. We'll come over here to the mass and balance. We've already pulled our sim brief. I'm going to load aircraft. We'll do a fast time, 6-minute loading. We want our players to be comfortable when they get on the aircraft, so let's go ahead and get the APU fired up straight away. We'll get some conditioning up and running. We'll also take a listen. You can see the rudders displaced from the wind. Gotta love that. Love that. Fireflyer, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you on a Saturday. Yeah, you know what? So today is schedule mayhem day for me. So I had to go to the office where I have the fastest internet, and you know, I got the most important trip. Oh, I just got my. Oh no, I didn't. I'm looking at my requests here. I got the most important swap in my schedule mayhem day. I do have a line check next month, which we're gonna have to simulate. I think it's on. I think it's O'Hare to Miami. Gross. So we're going to have to simulate a... ooh, that's a 621 block? Oh my gosh. Oh no, that's day of the block. It's 314 block. So we'll have to simulate my line check coming up here too next month. It was supposed to be this month, but they canceled it. So I'm going to be kind of in and out of chatting with y'all, making sure I don't miss any good trips that drop into the pot for February. CVR test works in the Superior bus. I'm sure it works in this. I just don't have everything set up down here. Probably got my speaker on. That's not VHF1, yada yada. So there's a little. You have to have everything set up just right for it to work. But yeah, last minute stream on a Saturday. I got in late last night. Got in about 1 o'clock in the morning. Landed around midnight. Had an absolute greaser last night, y'all. I tell y'all when I smash them, and this one was an absolute greaser. It was like a 30-something feet per minute, and it was a 22 knot direct crosswind, gusty, and even the FO was like, dang. So it was a juicy flight last night. 167 knot headwind all the way back. Not fun. All right, cost index, we're going 99. I think we filed 36,000 feet. We may change that. That all looks good. Our flight plan, Houston. Let's go ahead and take a look at our charts here for old Hobby. It's a little bit different. I haven't been down to Hobby hardly ever. We're sitting over here on the ramp. The winds are out of the north, I believe, so we'll plan to go to 3-1 left. Let me double check what the winds are doing. Let's come over here and do this. Right now, let's do a refresh. Yeah, 320 at 9. So with the winds 320 at 9, we'll plan 3-1 left on the stick 8, which is a vector departure. So we'll go departure runways 3-1 left off the stick 8. I also wound the sim time back, so it's kind of simulating like yesterday morning flying as well. So we're on the stick 8. What is the rest of my flight plan? Where did I file my flight plan at? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Stick 8 to Wilson. And then we're on the Wu-Tang going into Kansas City. Out to Wilson, insert that. MCI, I'm assuming they're going to be landing north, so we'll plan for 1 left on the Wu-Tang. 3, and off a Stazen transition, we'll insert that. That looks good. Secondary, a NITS. We'll go ahead and I'm going to put... I guess we'll put HOU in here. You could technically put IAH in here because you have a longer return if you want to come back, but we won't be that heavy. We don't have a ton of gas on this one, so we'll just go ahead and stick with Hobby. We'll just plan for the ILS 3-1 left. If we pop one, perf data. Remember, all we care about is the approach. We'll go ahead and throw this in here. We'll put a 200 in the radio. We'll zero out the winds. Temperature off the ECAM is 17 degrees, and the current altimeter is 2985. Now remember, our altimeter is going to be a little bit off because we wound the sim time back, and right now the sim time is still wound up to the sim time is still locked to the weather. So when you wind time backwards, your weather goes backwards. But we'll leave that on the init B page. Wonderful. 17.3 on the fuel. That's all completed. We get our fuel tank pumps on. Seatbelt sign is coming on. That looks good. It's probably been about 3 minutes since we hit the APU. We'll go ahead and turn APU bleed on. We'll disconnect the external power. Christy, what's up, man? Good to see you. I think I have alerts muted, don't I? I can't see a college dude's thing here. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Where's my alert box? Yeah, you are muted. Unmuted. College dude, O'Hare M Midway is where it's at. 2 free bags. There's no such thing as a free bag, my man. You're paying for it, trust me. You are paying for it. No ATC online. We'll set a top altitude for our mini FCU up to flight level 360. Let's verify 36 is the cruise. Yep. Fuel on board is 17.3 and balanced in the tanks. We'll go 17.3. Block fuel is set. Seatbelt sign is on. We are looking good, chat. We are looking good. We do have a company massagey. Christy, yeah, what's up, man? I saw you just completed a long flight in that FedEx, huh? 14-something hours? That's ridiculous, dude. You guys are savages. 14-hour freight flying? Eeh. All right, load sheet, we got +5. No jump seaters allowed on 121 supplemental, but we'll go ahead and say we've got an extra. Well, that did happen on a United flight, right? They took the an Instagram video or an X video. Oh, no, that was Delta. Yeah, they were doing a charter flight at Delta, and they had the coaches up front in the captain's seat of the aircraft and posted it on social media. Highly suboptimal. I would not recommend doing that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to those guys, but not an ideal situation for all parties involved. Was that United? I can't remember if that was United or Delta. I can't remember if it was United or Delta. It was some charter. It was the 7.5, right? I'm pretty sure it was Delta. Pretty sure it's a Delta 7.5. All right, so let's go ahead and set up some departure perf. Actually, before we do that, we should send our final numbers from the mass and balance page. We'll go ahead and send these to the McDo. We'll verify 144.6, 25.4, 17.3. That all checks out. We got 37 minutes extra gas. We do have an alternate of Omaha. That's fine by me. Looking at our perf data, let's run some speeds now for 3-1 left. We are going to probably do a Toga out of here. Well, we'll always do Toga, but I'm going to see what it'll be like with packs on versus packs off. We'll do packs on. It's 7,600 feet. We'll go packs off for now, unless you guys smash that like button. All right, final is loaded. 3-1 left, dry. Sync live weather. Calculate. Let's see, 35, 39, 41, flaps 2, Toga. All right, we'll send this to the McDo. We're flaps 2 up 0.7, 35, 39, 41, 1540 on the acceleration altitude. That checks. I think we're ready to go. And actually, we need to change that. Acceleration altitude should be 1,000 feet. Let's come back here. Now I know, yeah, we're going to go 1,000 feet. 1,000, 1,000. And there we go, 1040, 1540 for the engine out. It would probably be 1040 for engine out as well. Might have to check the TLR. But we're set up there. That looks good. All right. Wait, Captain Olike, you said they lost both their jobs? Really? They fired both of them? That's crazy. I don't know if I believe you. Maybe we're thinking about a different incident. All right, we'll pull up the Navigraph charts, and we'll go to our pre-star charts, courtesy of Fenix. Where's Turk at when you need him? FS Labs doesn't auto-star the charts for you, but this sure does. So that's going to be our taxi. I tell you what, let's go. We're basically going to go down the ramp, Mike, and then we're going to go all the way down. So we'll cross 31 right at Hotel, take Mike all the way down. All right, so that is there. And let's go ahead and close up shop. We'll go back to our door states. We'll go ahead and get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of the stairs, close up, get rid of the GPU, get rid of you. Let's turn the beacon on so they start arming the slides. We'll connect. I don't even think we need the tug, do we? I don't think there's a. We can just. I tell you what, we're just going to make a left turnout. We can definitely make that left turnout. No problem. We might go right. Let's see. Nah, we can make a left turn out. We'll start them up both. All right. We are set to go. Let's go full tiller cam. Canadian, my man. Good to see you, dude. The PT6 driver himself. King Airstream when? Got to get back to the roots. Canadian, I almost did a PT6 flight today. Look, I've been at the office all morning doing some scheduling, some real-world stuff, and then I literally loaded into 7 or 8 different airplanes trying to determine what I wanted to stream today. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, I just got to pick one. So I just went with what the poll said. You guys voted Fenix. I was going to do the fly-by-wire, and then I was going to do a 414, I was going to do the Saab. My only problem with the Saab right now is there are 0 engine start sounds. 0. So it's very finicky, and it needs some work, man. I really want to fly it because I love turbopropping, but all right, let's go ahead and start them up. Engine mode to ignition start. This is easy on stand here. We'll just go ahead and start them up. Sometimes you call ground United 357 over here at Shelter. We're going to start them up. United 357, roger. Let me know when you're ready. Taxi. Cool. Starting engine 1. Shh. Here we go. Y'all tell me. Hold on. Y'all tell me. I'm going to boost the sounds all the way up. What do you like better? Fly-by-wire Neo start or IAE 321 start? Here we go. Shh, 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 shh. I don't know, y'all. It's pretty good. IE start CFM for climb reduction. I forgot a couple things here. While we get the Avail light, we need to put on CTAF Freak is 118.7. Let's throw that in here real quick. 118.7. I see that Southwest taxiing. 1187 is set, and we do have an auto ATC squawk of 2774. 2774 is set. We'll go auto on 1 TARA. That checks out. All right, let's go ahead and start number 2. PTU, come on. Zestra posted a funny little short in the Discord about the PTU going off. I enjoyed that. Oh yeah, Nabil, look at that sky, dude. That sky right there is... Come on, smash the like button. What are we at? This is a last-minute Saturday stream with football season. All right? I'm sacrificing a lot with y'all. We only have 78 likes. Unacceptable. Let's go. Let's juice it up. Smash that like button. We're going maximum likes for the shortest stream possible. Target goal at the end of the day, 321 likes for 321 airplane. Infian, good to see you, man. Something you want? Hope you're having a good January. Yeah, man, I'm doing all right, dude. I'm doing good. I think I'm done flying for now. I think I'm done for the month. I had a 2-day trip this week, but got some friends. Well, my wife's got some friends coming in town, and I decided to drop it. So I think I'm done for the flying right now. My next trip will be a long 4-day trip with a line check. I can't get out of that because they lock the trip down when it's a line check. We'll wait for the avail. There it is. Avail is good. All right, let's go ahead. Engine mode 2, normal. Flaps 2. Look at those sky colors, y'all. I think sim time right now, it's like 7 a.m. So it is, that's absolute juice. Flaps 2, spoilers are, did I just disarm them? No, spoilers are armed, flaps 2, APU bleed is coming off, APU's coming off, nose light's coming on. We're going to do, I should have done this before. We're going to go up 0.7 here real quick. Do a flight control check real quick. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, foolish right, neutral. I'll roll back in my seat if I press any harder on my rudder pedals. That looks good. All right, brakes released. Let's see if we can't make this sharp left turn here. Roberto! Mr. Throttletek, good to see you, man. Roberto Soriano's in the house, y'all. Need to call you later. Roberto, don't call him. Call me instead. What's up, Roberto? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Been seeing more and more Throttletek showing up in the Discord, so that's good. Flightbox V3 still going strong, y'all. It's been, what, 4 or 5 years, Roberto? Still going strong on the V3 Flightbox here. All right, we need to figure out where we're going, though. Hold on. We're going to go, I don't know if I believe the default airport diagram. We're planning to stay on this Janky out here. We'll get off the ramp, do a little S-turn up here around the sign. Alright, so yeah, that's where we're going. This taxiway sign is not there in real life. That is directly in the line of being run over, so we're going to come off the center line here a little bit. Let's make a radio call. Houston traffic, United 357. We're going to be taxiing runway 31 left for departure. We'll be crossing 31 right here shortly. Houston Hobby. If you squint, it almost looks like a 757 Bluebird Wen. Tim K, I've been saying that for a long time, man. The 321 with IEs and sharklets, if you squint or look quickly, it's the 757 we have at home. You know it? It's the closest thing to a 7.5 Bluebird Wen. I've been seeing some pictures of that Bluebird posting in LinkedIn or whatever, and they photoed them in the Discord. It looks so good, man. It looks so good. I'm really, really hoping we see it in the first quarter of this year. I just do not know if we will or not. That's the problem for me. I know they're taking their time, and it looks like, I mean, I know, regardless of when it's out, I know when it drops, it's going to be one heck of an airplane, and I cannot wait to fly it for a month straight with my Throttletek 7.6 quad, because we're also working on a 7.6 too, but very similar quadrant layout, and I just hope it's sooner than later, because my only fear is that if they wait too long and Microsoft 24 gets too many updates, Might start entering a point of diminishing returns. Clip 2 777 tails on the way into the ramp. Nice. 757 for poor people. Yep. Right there. Poor's got to fly too, Roberto. We can't all have fancy 7.5s. I mean, that is so close to looking like a 7.5, isn't it? So close. Indie builds jump cut Gen Z trailer versus the Bluebird wiggle controls on LinkedIn. Diabetic Lad, I didn't actually see the A350 one yet. I'll have to check it out. All right, we're going to stop here. Houston traffic, and F357, we'll cross on runway 31 right, Houston. I didn't see anybody, so let's go ahead and cross it. We'll go on. Look at that sun rising up over the mountains. Mountains, jeez. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet, y'all. Buildings. Alright, we're clear of that. Let's go ahead and do this, this, and this. And then back down full length to 3-1 left. Technically, we're crossing another runway. Oh, I don't hear anybody or see anybody. I do not know why. You know what it is? I wonder if it's when I click and drag. I don't know why I keep getting that. Takeoff config auto brake now. We're going to get that here in just a second. Don't want to do that while we're running a runway, crossing a runway. All right. We are clear of all runways. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config checked. Radar PWS. Auto TARA. That's all checked out. 360 is bleh. But see, like, look. I haven't even touched my side stick. But then when I touch it, it's perfectly normal. So it's almost like it's getting a ghost signal from something else. Do I have a... I don't know. I don't know. Because look, there's no noise. It's perfectly set. We're not even getting the caution anymore. Must be something I'm doing. 5090 VRAM will be needed for the 350. Listen, this is... I'm going to give you all the #1 pro tip for Microsoft 2024. You need to have... at the very least, I don't know, at the very least, you need at least 24 gigabytes of VRAM. So like, even, what do I have on my 4080 Super? 16, 18? Whatever I have is the absolute minimum that I would recommend for 24. And if you don't have the VRAM, I have 16 gigs. And I'm telling you guys and gals, the 16 gig VRAM is the absolute minimum. I've got a pretty decent rig, and 16 gigabytes is barely enough. Here's an interesting thing. I get a better, I don't say better performance because I have the graphics tuned down on my home PC, but my frames are way smoother. And the main reason I have most of the graphic stuff turned down is because I'm kind of not data limited, but I feel like it just runs a little bit smoother because I use a Starlink, and it's good, but it's not the best. But the VRAM on my 3090, which is what, 24, I can tell the difference. 100% could tell the difference in smoothness of the sim. So that's you gotta have the VRAM for 24. You just have to have it. Now I don't know if that's a bug. I know there's been talks about them fixing it. I don't know if there's a leak somewhere, or if it's just not optimized. But you gotta have, I would recommend 24 gig minimum VRAM. So yeah, I'm hoping I can get my hands on a 5090. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Somebody just posted something about they think it's gonna be even limited quantities. So, oh my gosh. What? What did we just hit? How do I slew mode in this thing? I forget what the slew commands are. Why? Hold on. Shift Z. And then W. Okay, crisis averted. Well, then we popped our spoilers and everything too. Let's try that again. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config check. Spoilers are back down. We're ready to go. All right. Oh my God! I'm never flying shift. I'm never flying Microsoft 2024 again. Just add a little shift Z and we're fine. Bugs are to be expected. Check for the rat. No rat. Thank goodness, man. Rip to the Texans. That's just what the that's a good good Wingflix demo too. That's just what's gonna happen to the Texans. All right, let's get out of here before we hit another sinkhole. Houston traffic. United 357 departing runway 31 left, straight out to the north. Houston. All right, let's get off the ground before we have another one of those. Texans have no chance now. Now that, oh, look at that. What is that? Yeah, look. Something like popped up. I wonder if it's because it couldn't stream the Earth or something. Stroud is shaken up. Whole new meaning to shaking in their boots, huh? All right, we need to actually try to save as much runway here as we can. So let's see if we can get a see, get out of here. I feel like it only happens in the 321. Or it happens the most frequently in the 321. Offset 5 feet to the right, close enough. That's a terrible lineup, but we'll call it good. We'll do the streamer angle here. All right. Let's just make sure everything else is. We got no lights up there. Double check our flight controls. We know that's cleared out. Let's do a little flight control. Our trim is still, our trim got reset to 0, so we need to up 0.7. Good thing we checked that. Up 0.7 on the trim is set. Flight controls do work. Gear is down. All right, we're doing this from outside view. Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. Let's go to Kansas City. Oh yeah. All right, man, Toga, SRS, a runway. Auto thrust is bleh. Look at that cloud out there. Look at this. Look at this scene. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Thrust set, simulations. 100 knots, check. Look at that cloud out there. We're gonna have to deviate. V1, rotate. Beautiful, positive rate, gear up, fly with. Oh, that's cool. Houston in the background. Oh my goodness. Absolute juice. Look how blurry my scenery is. Never flying 24 again. Alright, we got to do a thrust reduction from window view. Here it comes. It doesn't get much better than that. 321 thrust reduction. Maximum juice. Alright, we're going to stay on this heading. We'll lower the nose. Where's our first fix? We might have to deviate a little bit. Let's go ahead and start a heading to the right. United 357, flight heading 340. 340, United 357. Where's F speed? Flaps 1. Speed checks, flaps 1. Listen to those growling IA engines. A little reflection off the bay down there. You cannot tell me no amount of Atmos and NVIDIA shaders is going to get you that right there. Look at this. I mean, this is something to be slightly concerned with. We're gonna offset a little bit more to the right. Let's go ahead and make it 360 on the heading. There's S speed, flap 0, F takeoff checklist. Speed checks, flap 0. We are doing a charter flight, so we got to keep the Texans as comfortable as possible. We don't want them to get shaken up here. They already got to play the refs. I mean, Chiefs. Look at this. Look, downtown Houston getting some rain. Just a little isolated air mass cloud there. Let's go direct to Willis at this time. Direct to Willis. Insert. Oh, we're speeding. Nav. We'll pull back a little bit on the pitch. Get up 10 and 250. That is a stunning. I mean, for as mid as Houston is, as far as scenery is concerned, and trust me, Houston is super mid. Super, super mid. Flat lands, a lot of concrete. This sim is making it look juicy. Forgot to disarm the spoilers. All right, let's come back inside, fly our airplane here. Let's get back on speed. We'll continue pitching up here. We got to get above 10 degrees, get our speed back under control. We're RNAVing direct to Willis. Here comes 250 knots. Now we'll go ahead and just park that attitude indicator right on the 10. That should yield about 250 knots there. A lot of toll roads. When you do a flaps 3 takeoff, do you track 1 or straight to 2, then 1? Flaps 3... On a flaps 3 takeoff, you go straight to 1. On a flaps 3. I haven't had to do one of those in a while. I had to think about it. Right? Now I'm questioning myself. I'm pretty sure it's got 3 to 1. Not to be confused with the go-around. If you're doing a go-around thrust set, so let's say you're doing a flaps 3 landing, and you do go-around flaps, then you go flaps 2. But a takeoff, 3 to 1. All right, getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. We're plus 12 on the OAT, so we don't need to worry about any engine anti-ice. Here's 10,000 feet. We'll kill the lights. You're now free to move out the cabin. I know, Canadian. I have to do a line. You know what, Canadian? My line check is out of an airport that I didn't even know we served. I haven't been to this airport in... Oh, no, that was the one that got canceled. Never mind. It was Rochester. The one that got canceled was going out of Rochester. I'm like, I didn't even know we flew to Rochester anymore. I haven't been to Rochester in many years, but that line check got canceled. So when they canceled that line check, I was able to drop the trip, swap it out. But now they got me scheduled for the first weekend. I think it's Saturday next month. I think it's like the 2nd or something of February. And it's a 4-day trip. And then they got me on the last leg. The last leg of the 4-day where I'm going to be trying to catch my flight home is O'Hare to Miami. That's the one they're line checking me on. Man, we've got some more. Let's go ahead and see if we can get out. Well, this is a charter flight. This is unnighted. Let's go ahead and be nice to our Texans. Heading 360. Center United 357. Request about 360 for about 20 miles for weather. United 357, roger. We've got the precious cargo on board. Fly heading 360. One able. Proceed direct to Watson for Deshaun. Well, I guess Deshaun's not part of the Texans anymore, is he? Look at that crosswind, 57 knots. So last night we took off at a DFW. I was doing a turn out to Atlanta and back. And at 2,000 feet, it was 50 knots. Or 40 knots. I think it was 40 knots. It was like 57 at 3,000. Just super strong winds aloft. Low level, too. There was a big cold front moving through, and we were literally flying as the winds were changing from a southerly direction to a northerly direction. All right, we're looking good now. Looking February 2nd, isn't that when the 7.5 drops? Probably. Josh, you're probably right, man. Don't bring up Watson. I'm a Browns fan. Sorry to hear it, buddy. All right, direct to, just for our Browns fan, let's go direct Bunyap, or whatever BYP is. Direct BYP, AP1 is engaged. How fast do you keep your V-speed for that? V-speed for what? What do you mean? How fast do you keep your V-speed for what? Man, this is awesome. I almost wish I flew in the morning yesterday so I could kind of see if this weather was representative of yesterday or not. When we did, I don't know if you guys remember, we did a stream where I flew into DFW in the evening, and then we recreated it 2 days later or something, the same time, and it was exactly the same as what I saw, which is pretty cool. So the historical weather thing is actually pretty neat. I like it. I just wish there was a way to opt out of it, you know, when you want to use real weather, but run the time back. You know, especially someone like me where I'm always doing a stream around midday. I don't always want to fly middle of the day. Because if I could, I'd stream at like, you know, 7, 8 a.m. do a super. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think we're going to do that maybe next weekend. I thought about doing it tomorrow, but I don't know if I want to get up early and come fly. What I wanted to do is take our 414 out and do a... we're going to... Remember a while back we talked about recreating some of my real-world flights at my cargo operator. And if we're going to do it, we're going to have to do it real time. So I think it was like a 6 a.m. departure. There was a 6 a.m. block out at Hayward, California. So it'd be 6 a.m. Cali time, which would be 8 in the morning Central. But it'd be kind of... I want to schedule it ahead of time because it'd be kind of fun to have a bunch of people join in on it. So if we can pick a day where we're all like a fleet of props logging on at 6 o'clock in the morning, I think it'd be kind of funny. You probably haven't seen my message before, but if you're using texture res on Ultra and higher T-Log, that might eat up a lot of VRAM, especially in the indie builds or Fenix. If you're using texture resolution on Ultra and a high T-Log, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm using, Andre. Whatever I'm using, it seems to work great. My benchmark airplane for the sim is the Fenix. And the reason for that is the Fenix 320 series, 19, 20, and 21. It is such a detailed add-on. There's a whole lot going on. But the fact that I can run it smoothly and not have any issues and it be heavy on frames for me, that's where I expect other devs to try to at least reach that level of optimization. Now, PMDG in 2020, they were great as well. I had really good frames in the PMDG aircraft. I'm hoping we see them over in 24 soon. But the INI aircraft, I know I get tanked on VRAM. I run out of VRAM on the INI builds aircraft, every single one of them, except maybe the A400M, which I almost flew today as well. Can't wait for a hurricane stream in 24. That ought to be fun too. Yesterday I was shooting an RNAV approach runway 8 with a 077 approach course while flying a heading of 035. Yep. Put the track diamond on the course CDI. Track diamond on the CDI, baby. That's all you got. Fancy. You got no excuses from you, Canadian. You got the fancy EFIS stuff going up there. It's easy move. But nah, man, I love your vids and stuff. That one with the wing view and the cockpit view at the same time, that was really cool, man. Wingnut's in the house. Oh boy, how you doing, Wingnut? Would you be able to go over your settings at some point? Not necessarily in this stream, but at some point I was messing with mine and I just can't seem to get it running how I'd like. Yeah, Direct Generator, you know what? I haven't even... That actually would be good. I feel like I didn't do any setting streams or settings tips because I was still trying to kind of dial mine in. I think what I got right now is a good base, so I'll tell you what, I'll probably take some screenshots of it and just pin them in the Discord. What would you recommend for an affordable Airbus side stick? PAX 003, the Winwing Ursa Minor. That would be my recommendation. Look at these winds already picking up. It's getting brighter. We'll brighten up our PFD and ND. Where is good old DFW? Off the nose still. I mean, I kind of like, I think this livery is pretty mid in general. I think United could have done a way better job with their livery post-merger. However, on the 321, it actually looks pretty good, I think. I think it's con leche time, Nabil. Look what I got here. I got a fancy cafe con leche, courtesy of Cali Summer and whoever the other gentleman was that donated on the last stream, saying these are for your coffee fund. Appreciate y'all. You guys are keeping me alive over here. So can you compare the real airplane and the Fenix? Yeah, I do it every time I fly, Josh. That's why I picked the 321 today, because I had a 321 last night. CEO as well. So I always jump in both and try to compare them. And the Fenix, man, it's so... I really can't... I'll say this. I'm sure there are differences, but there is nothing that sticks out to me as, oh, that's just not right. Like, it's to a point now where it might as well be the real thing. The biggest difference for me is my side stick still sits too high. So, like, I got to figure out how to, I have to mount my Moza AB9 base mount on my MFG, like, rail system to bring it down a little bit, because it's still too high. In the real airplane, let's see if I can set you guys can see. So there's my leg. Okay, so you see how low my leg is? It's way down here. In the real airplane, guys, my thigh is legitimately like about here. So the base of the stick is just maybe on top or below my thigh. That's about where I sit in the real airplane. So my arm is a lot lower, so that's really the biggest difference. But I can't lower my stick anymore on the way I have it set up. So it's just a little bit off still the way I hold the side stick here in the sim, but it's pretty dang close. When an X-plane in VR, when an XP's VR, did you use to turn the nose, his hardware, or the VR headset? Did you use to turn the mouse? I used the mouse, Scotty. But when I was in VR, I kept trying to reach up and grab the knobs. I kept trying to reach up and grab them. That's how I knew it was pretty dang good. Kept trying to grab the glare shield and adjust my seat. If you were to nitpick something, what would be the thing that's the least accurate? It's a good question. The least accurate. The auto thrust. I would say the auto thrust, when you have realistic turbulence on, the auto thrust is more over responsive in the Fenix than the real airplane is. Now, when you turn your turbulence setting down to medium or low in the Fenix, it actually handles quite well. So that's a nice little workaround. I think Fenix even recommends medium or low. I just keep it on high, on realistic, because I find that realistic is actually pretty good in most airline category airplanes in the sim. In the light GA airplanes, it's definitely over dramatized a touch, especially in the 172 and stuff, when you're forced to fly career mode and you're just bouncing around the sky insane. So excuse me, it's the turbulence in the Fenix feels good at realistic, but the auto thrust gets funky. So as Christy says, yeah, manual thrust. If you hear your auto thrust going trying to maintain speed in realistic turbulence, just turn the auto thrust off and do manual thrust. No patience for this. Thank you for joining the channel, man. Becoming a commercial pilot member. I'm working on a shorts video. Make sure you check the commercial pilot section of the Discord. That's where I pinned the commercial pilot special content. So, glad to have you on board, my friend. I land with manual thrust 90% of my flights. Yeah, it's good. Man, FO I flew with last night, he's like, hey, can I turn all the automation off? And I'm like, yeah, why not? We're going into Atlanta. Not much going on. It's Friday night. Wasn't too busy. Beautiful night. No wind. And he's like, I haven't been. We were talking about manual flying and stuff, and he's like, you know what? I need to practice. So he turned the auto thrust off, and a little rusty at first, but he did good. He nailed it. What do I think about aircraft dispatching? Mo Aviator, Wrong Side Sim's a flight dispatcher, and it seems like a pretty good gig, man. You get a lot of the same benefits as you do as the airline pilots, as far as like, you know, benefits to travel and things like that. It's, at least from what I've heard from Wrong Side, I'm sure that could vary from airline to airline. But if you love aviation, you want to be in the industry, and maybe you don't want to be a pilot, or maybe for some reason you're not able to become a pilot, but you still want to be directly involved, dispatch is a great route, man. And here's the thing, pilots and dispatchers, I mean, they got to know a heck of a lot of stuff, the same stuff that we know, sometimes even more. And we work together a lot, and you're part of the team. So I definitely think it would be a good route to take if you want to be directly involved with flying. We can't go anywhere if we don't have a dispatcher, right? Have I seen the Wing McDo peripheral? I have. For 130, it must be worth it. Aristo Pratt, I have seen it. I did not order one. I don't know where I stand on McDo's, if I want one or not. I really just don't want to add another camera to my streaming setup. That's kind of the biggest thing of it. And I might get one just for my home PC, but I never fly the Airbus on my home PC. I just fly career mode stuff, really. So I don't know. I plan to look at them during the expo, and then I'll make a decision. I would say I'm very picky when it comes to McDo's, because I know what the real thing feels like, and if I have something that's kind of cheapy or soft feeling, I don't think I would enjoy it as much. So, and I haven't seen any McDo in person. I have not used a single McDo hardware piece ever. So I've heard some are better than others, and I just really haven't had the time to kind of go down the rabbit hole of investing. But I heard that Windwing one was pretty good, and for 130, man, that's quite the competitive price point if you ask me. McDo. Yeah, rubberish buttons. So the real McDo, I can't quite hear it. You can kind of hear it. Barely, it's faint. I mean, you can't hear it in the real airplane unless the engines are off and you're just kind of sitting there and you have it's nice and quiet. But yeah, the buttons have a very specific feel to them. So they're not rubbery soft. I mean, they're very tactile, especially the new ones. Like the new ones that are coming out of Airbus, they are very tactile. Some of the older ones, you know, you saw them with the CRT screen here and had the rotary knob. Now that one would be cool to have, like an old school McDo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worth the hassle for me. Plus, I don't like running other programs outside of the sim, so I'm not quite sure how a lot of those McDo's work as far as connecting to the sim and displaying an image. I feel like you're just opening up an instability link. Wingneck says, is Airbus planning on going touchscreen McDo on the 320 series? I hope not. Apparently they're being to fit on the 7.3 Maxes. The supplier of the push-button McDo is phasing them out. Really? That is pretty wild. I've only used touchscreen stuff in turboprops. Did I fly it in the Citation? I try to remember if I did a contract trip with like a GTN XI or something. I don't believe so. I know for sure I did it in the Beach, and I'll tell you what, I know they do things to make it feel better and easier to manipulate turbulence. From personal experience, and I don't have a whole lot of time with it, but I did use the Garmin touchscreen in a 99 once. It was like one of the most decked out ancient turboprops we had, and I just wasn't a fan. Personally was not a fan of the touchscreen situation in the cockpit. maybe the technology has improved too, but I mean, even the CCD stuff that we used in the 170 and 190, so the CCD, a cursor controlled display unit, where you have like that black pad and you run your finger on it and that moves the mouse wheel. Sometimes that would get sticky, you know, if you flew after someone, or like especially if female pilots, they have all their lotions on, their moisturizers on, and it gets on that surface, and then it's like sometimes it's jittery, and it works, but I'm just not a fan. Just give me a dang button. Like, how hard is it to have a button? But I mean, saving money, right? So I don't know. I'm shocked they're putting that in a 737, man. You guys need an ICAS first. Like, you need something, some type of warning system instead of a freaking touch screen McDo. Got some gifted memberships. Oh boy. Hold on, let me go back to full screen cam here. Alert box setup. I missed some donuts here. I apologize, y'all. We got Chandler or George. George dropping the 5 gifted memberships. George, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Also, Chandler Trammell with 5 gifted memberships. George and Chandler, thank you both very much for the gifted subscribers here to the channel. Very kind of both of y'all. Appreciate you. Very, very kind. Would you recommend to get into 24 X-Plane 12? I don't have top-tier hardware, but should mostly find sims. How much VRAM do you have? Personally, if you're going to invest in a sim, I would invest in 24 because it's the future. X-Plane 12 is very expensive, and you're going to have to spend a lot of money on the sim itself to get it up to what you want to, what I would call acceptable levels of visual detail. But if you're limited on VRAM or performance on your computer, I don't know, man. 24 right now is a demanding sim. But, and everyone's had different experiences. I know Wingnut hates 24. I know XP72 struggles with 24 sometimes. I didn't see his, I saw he did 2 streams in it though, back to back. Maybe he's coming around. But for me, and I can only speak from my experience. You guys have seen me fly this sim now for, how many months has it been out? I've done one 2020 stream. I don't miss 2020 at all. 0 miss. I love 24. It feels more natural. The flying feels more natural. It feels less mechanical. The ground handling is way better, especially landing in crosswinds. You're not ice skating all over the place. Airplanes have that inertia feel on the ground. I love it. I don't suffer from blurry textures. I mean, look, and it's an early, it just released. Yeah, we just hit some crazy bug on the taxi out. Okay, hit the slew key, move 5 feet over, and continue on. Life is good, right? You're gonna run into bugs. You're gonna run into bugs. It's just gonna happen. But to me, as of right now, what I'm getting out of 24 is worth the headache that I've had. Now, the biggest headache anybody's going to have coming at 24, look at that down, look at that bridge. Is that Lake Fork? What are we over right now? Pretty sure I caught fish off that bridge right there. Oh no, Fork's up there. Richland Chambers, where are we? My fishing lakes. Actually, let's do this. Oh yeah, we're still too far south. So there's Louisville, Hubbard. Now that is Fork. No, Fork's over here. What's this one? Tawakoni. Yeah, Tawakoni. I like Lake. There's was a 2 mile bridge, something like that. Going over all my, showing you guys all my fishing holes here. But anyway, got distracted. Sorry. I love fishing. What were we talking about? Love the ground turbulence. Ground turbulence too? Yes, absolutely. Bill Egelstahl says I have 12 gigabyte VRAM. That's not. You're not going to be happy with it, man. Your 12 gigabyte VRAM is not going to be a very enjoyable experience in my opinion. Anybody else have 12 gigabyte VRAM and 24? How you liking it? I think 12 is too little. I have 16, and it's what I would say the minimum. But if you're going to run 12, I mean, it's all on settings too, right? If you have 12 gigabytes, you're just going to have to turn settings down. That's it. You're just going to have to turn settings down. Will you try the Boris sound pack for the 737? Yes, Randy, I have it. He gave it to me. I haven't been able to fly it. Now, here's the thing. You guys know I was just talking about it. I don't want to get back in 2020. But our man Boris, we're going to have to give him a shout out and try those sounds. For sure. .737 Master Caution. Let me check my 5 billion varied warning lights on the overhead. Yeah, that's the other thing too. What resolution are you playing at? So I play in 2K. That's the other thing. So yeah, I play in 2K. Keep that in mind. I guess if you're in 1080p, it'll be a lot. You'll probably be fine. In 2024, you have to be able to download or install planes and scenery on the hard drive. Stream planes and airports are a bad combo. Yes, well, we're supposedly getting a big patch, right? There's supposedly a patch coming, and I don't know if that's going to open up the marketplace, but maybe it will. Who knows? I hope it does, because I want to see if they open up marketplace, what airplanes, if any, will be able to fly in career mode additional. If we can fly third-party aircraft in career mode, good night, 2020 uninstalled. Done. I will wait patiently for the 7.5 to come to 24 if that's the case, because I love career mode that much. To be able to fly Dukes in career mode, King Airs, maybe like Black Square Caravan, I mean, that would just be awesome. Here's the thing that makes the 737 easy, though, and then he deleted it. Dang it, Wingnut. Can't read that fast. Bradley, I'm so excited to start using these now. Oh, yeah, we got the BS Logistics emojis. We're not doing any logistics tonight. As soon as this stream ends, I'm headed home. We're going to do a little football party. We're going to root for the Texans. I throw the tri-tip on the smoker. We're good to go. Editing for typos. Nah. Right now, I'm only using Fenix or A300 because it's installed on a hard drive. There you go. Captain McGee, there's also the 146 that you could get as well. 146 flies nice in 24. I really enjoy the BAE 146. Also, the FlySimware Lear 35 and Cessna 414 are also both fully supported in 24 now. What's up, Mickey G? Good to see you, man. Let's see, we got Houston Center. Oh, now all the centers come online. Let me do a scheduling check. Denied, denied, denied. What is going on with y'all? You guys are killing me, Smalls. Real world scheduling checks here. Stand by. Where's SAP? What's SAP Airport? I gotta Google that one. Ramon Videla Morales. Oh, San Pedro Sula. Do I want to go there? No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to do customs. San Pedro Sula, huh? All right. Back to the chat. Sorry. We're in someone's airspace, aren't we? Yeah, we are in Fort Worth Center's airspace. They haven't pinged me. Wonder why. Alright, I'm back. Let's enjoy some outside views here. We'll turn this down a little bit. Here's what makes the 737 easy. 80 to V1, you only abort for bells, oral warnings, fire, wind shear, or something that manifests in the flight controls. Engine failure, flight control issue, easy. That sounds complex. In the Airbus, you only abort for a red master warning. That's it. Anything red. Everything else is inhibited that's not important. So, Airbus is easier. I don't have to worry about bells, fire, wind shear, flight control manifestos. Nah. If you see the red master warning light come on, abort. No Costa Rica flying. Ian, I don't have any on my schedule for next month. My schedule for next month is kind of mid. It's as of right now. I'm still working on it. Like I said, today I call today schedule mayhem day. So it's open time. So basically any uncovered trips are left in the open time pot. You can pick them up first come first serve. You can drop your trips, swap them out, and it's system wide. So you can look at trips in a bunch of different bases. And I got 3 days next month. I got a 3-day 26, 27, 28 I'm trying to get rid of, but I don't want to drop it. So I'm looking for trips that I could swap into, and I've requested, how many swaps did I request? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them got denied. One of them got picked up by a guy junior to me, which makes me it's more sad when that happens. If it gets picked up by a senior guy, I'm like, okay. But when you lose first come first serve to a junior guy, it's like, man, better than that, Kazansky. So I'm still trying to swap out of one of those trips, but we're looking good because my number 1 swap got approved. So I do have O'Hare. I've got, it's cold, so these are my overnights: Myrtle Beach, Tampa, and Fort Lauderdale. I also have an O'Hare overnight, which is going to be pretty cold, but that's it. That's all I got for overnights next month. In real life or in game, if you could fly one engine type, IAE, CFM, which you choose? IAEs, man. They look cooler, they're bigger, they sound cooler. I mean, look at that. Bigger is always better, my friend. Look at those suckers. The CFMs, they just look like they're chopped off. I don't like the look. Just don't like the look of the chopped off CFM. I guess it's easy insofar as you don't need to scan the overhead via recall to make a decision like some folks think. Okay. But the Airbus pilot interface wins by a lot. The IAE Sharklet 321 does have 7.5 vibes. It does, man. Especially on the livery. Like this livery especially kind of gives it that 7.5 vibe. Like if you did this angle right here where you kind of cut off the APU and you block the nose, at first glance you could be like, oh, is that a 7.5? It's only, I want to say it's 9 feet shorter. So it's not crazy smaller. The 7.5 sits much higher, and the 7.5 can obviously do a heck of a lot more performance-wise than the 321, absolutely. But as far as overall size is concerned, it's not like the 7.5 200 anyway is massively bigger than the 321. It's 9 feet or so. I can't tell the difference in real life if I can't see the nose and main gear. Yeah. The CFMs, Andre, the CFMs on the 7.3 don't look bad. Here's the other thing. I actually like the CFM squashed engines on the 7.3s better than the Maxes. I don't love the way the Max engines look on the 7.3. I like the classic squashed CFM look. I also like the best version to me is the classic 737, the 300, heck, 3, 4, 5, even 600, the wings are too long. 3, 4, and 500 737, whether you put a winglet on it or not, I prefer no winglet. It just looks so good, man. I love that squashed engine on those short 737s. The 321 is only 3 meters longer than an Embraer E195 E2, so the 195 E2 is basically a 7.5. Well, 3 meters, no, because that's 18 feet. That's a big difference. Fenix 7.3 Classic when? Coming in 2026. Yeah, these windows need to be clean, man. This is a charter flight. Uh-oh. Something must have popped off there. Popped up again. I don't know why my, I don't know what's going on with my view there. Ooh, Lake Texoma. One of my least favorite lakes in the world to fish. Lake Texoma, right there. We call this Tex Ocean. Look how big this lake is, y'all. Here's the dam. Texoma Dam. A lot of tournaments go out of right here. You get in a little boat, run around over here. I remember one time I was fishing a tournament. I was way back in a cove like over here. And I came out of the cove and the weigh-in site was over on this side. The winds were out of the north. And if you know anything about fetch and how waves react from wind on water, basically the longer distance the wind has without landmass or interruption, the bigger the waves are going to get. So when you have wind out of the north and it's shooting all the way down from here, it is extremely rough. We're talking almost ocean rough, 4 or 5 foot waves. Well, it's not quite ocean rough, obviously, but for freshwater, that is a lot. You start having 5 foot rollers out here. We call it Tex Ocean. I know a friend who sunk 3 boats on that lake. 3 meters is 10 feet. Yeah, but it's 6 meters, so that's 20 feet. The E195 E2 is 20 feet shorter, so that's not even close. Because it's 3 meters shorter than the 321, and the 321 is 3 meters shorter than the 7.5. Finally, somebody that understands me. 7.3 Classic for the win. I love the 7.3 Classic, man. I want to, hey, Wingnut, would that Boris sound pack, does it work on all variants of PMDG? Because I want to fly the 737-600 in like a retro US Airways livery, pretend we have a Classic. Or maybe a retro Southwest and just do the old school digital 6-pack. That's what I want. Do I go fishing with that friend? No. Not anymore. Not anymore, my man. No, sir. The 600, 600 have different pack sounds since the pack system is different. Oh, wow. Okay, so it does work. The 600 through the 900 ER. All right, so do you guys want to see? Here we go. We're going to do a poll in chat. We're going to do a poll in chat. I will only do it if you vote for it. If not, we'll do it at a different time. Next stream. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the very next stream, but these are the airplanes that I have on my list that I want to fly. So Boris 737-600. Or these are the other ones I've been wanting to fly. Let's see if you guys want to, if you want to fly it. Or we can do the. Or we can do. What's the other one that I wanted to fly? All right. These are kind of the next airplanes I've been wanting to fly. You let me know. How far out are we? We are probably, we're at the equitime point. We are 316 miles out. We're looking good. Time check 142. Did you hear about the one of the Phoenix devs being spotted in Volanta flying a 320 Neo? Yeah, I believe that was squashed though. I believe that was Katie Pilot. And I think it was Volanta just picking up the wrong, or she had the registration on like a Neo or something like that. It's very easy to just trick that thing. So I don't believe it one bit. I think it was just a honest little mix-up. Good on you for not being one of those. Okay. Easy. Easy. What's the fastest flown in real life? Ground speed. 660. I have a picture of it somewhere on my phone, deep in the photo album. 660, 670, I think. We had a 200 knot tailwind doing 8.1 Mach. Ripping. You ever thought about maybe a trip vlog for some content? Jay, I have, I do content for commercial pilot members. I do shorts videos that is exclusive to the commercial pilot members. So if you're interested in that stuff, consider becoming a member of the channel. And there's a little section in the Discord for commercial pilot members, and we do members only content, stuff like that. I had 365 for in the 1900. That's pretty dang good Canadian. How about them podcasts? Well, Christian, soon we'll do one. How about we do one next week? Maybe we'll do one next week. We'll see. Callie Simmer in the house. Callie Simmer, how you doing on this fine Saturday morning? Hope you're doing well out there, Callie Simmer. Exactly. Only one pilot is allowed to leak Fenix secrets. That's me. That is me. So, somebody said that the sim is too green. Oh, I guess we're a little bit too high. I think, well, when we're on final in the MCI, remind me to pay attention to the foliage colors. Let's see what it looks like. I think maybe they could. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm saying maybe they could do some work on it. But because when you fly way up north, it's brown and snowy. When you fly way down south, it's still kind of green, which is somewhat true. But where we're going into Kansas City, it should be pretty brown. 2020 still runs horrible, even my new PC with the 4070 Super. I don't get it, not even on Ultra. How much VRAM? Well, 2020, that's different, yeah. I'm not sure, man. Here's my conspiracy theory. Microsoft is micro-updating 2020 to make it not run good, to force people to 2024. One upgrade that gets overlooked is your monitor. I upgraded to an OLED at Christmas, and the colors just pop compared to an IPS. How do I know which monitor, if I have an OLED? I have an Acer curved something. I don't think I have an OLED. I wonder what I have, though. Because I agree with you, Al. I bet you I don't have an OLED because they do look pretty... They're much more expensive. Oh, I don't know. Is this one I have? Oh, no, that's LED. Yeah, so... I don't know which one I have. No, it did not cost more than $1,000, so it's definitely not an OLED then, right? But you're absolutely right, because I can tell when I look at my stream on either like the TV screen or on my PC here at the HQ, or when I look at it on my PC at the house. I have all different monitors, and the colors definitely change. Or like on your phone. I believe I have... Yeah, I don't have an OLED for sure. I want to say I have a 34 curved 2K Acer. I think that's what I have. Yeah. Oh, I just heard a click switch sound. What was that? I'm surprised no one pinged me to talk to him in the center. We do have a company massage. Are we late? Received. Nope. Can you show us your graphics settings? What can I show you from here? Can I show you graphics from here? That's controls. What's that? Next it'll pause it. I thought it was a switch. I thought it was switching my sim. It sounded like something out of like the 146. You can get really good OLED starting at $400 to $500, a 27-inch 2K. I'll have to look into it, Al. I will have to look into it because I think I might do that. Now, is that going to affect the performance from my GPU at all? Like, is that going to, let's say, would it be more demanding on an OLED monitor versus a LED? After you play on an OLED, you never want to go back. Really? OLED means that the back, or that black has no pixels lit up, and non-OLED they just have a very dark color instead of pure black. Interesting. As long as you don't change the resolution, OLED won't cause performance change. Okay, so if I can go 2K to 2K, perfect. I think I'll look into that. I think that'd be cool to go, because then what I could do is then I could take this monitor, since it's 2K, and then I'll have two 2K monitors. I don't know if I want to do that. Then maybe I can take this one back to my house and have a 2K at the house. I would do that. All right, what is our poll up to? Wow. 45% of the vote are voting for the 737-600 in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. I haven't fired up that sim in so long. Man. All right, we're gonna have to launch the yellow sim. I might have to reinstall Atmos just because I don't want to be streaming through a yellow sepia filter. No shout out. No shame to 2020, but once you get used to the colors on 24, it's hard to go back to 2020, man. Like, I'll watch other streams. I know Captain Canada's streaming in 2020 a lot still. And I mean, 2020 doesn't look bad. It's just when you are accustomed, like me, I've been in nothing but 24. Man, I can spot the differences like that in the colors mostly. And the 2024 color palette is so much closer to reality, in my opinion, that it's just, I can't unsee it. But dang, these windows are dirty. That is some serious grime on these windows. I didn't realize how dirty these windows were. Man. Dougal McTavish. Good to see you, fine sir. How are you doing this fine Saturday evening for you out there in the UK? 20-pound super chat. Mr. Dougal, get some positive rates in there for Mr. Dougal McTavish. Been around since day one, pretty much. Very, very kind. Thank you, Dougal. Okay, this kicks off the V1 OLED fun. Either that or the bourbon fun. Oh, Dougal McTavish. Well, I'm dialing back. I'm dialing back the bourbon fund. But I'll definitely put it towards the OLED, man. I appreciate you, Dougal. Very, very kind of you. Appreciate the 20-pound donation. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, my friend. Callie Simmer says, looks like is there an issue with Streamlabs? Looks like I tried to bank angle check 3 times, and now it looks like I was charged 3 times. What? Uh-oh. Just now, Callie Simmer? I'm checking all my different scenes. I don't have anything in my mini feed. There could be a delay. Yeah, I'm checking the feed that I normally see if I miss a dono or something, but I do not see anything yet, Kelly Simmer. I do apologize. Seriously, hopefully maybe it'll come through here in a minute. Let me if I log in on the web browser, see what's going on. Maybe I don't think it would got unlinked or anything, but I do apologize for that. Nevertheless, I appreciate whatever it was, Callie Simmer. And I was saying it earlier this stream. I don't know if you were here. Look, I do hear that clicking. What is that clicking sound? I was saying earlier, Callie Simmer, though, I got my cafe con leche, courtesy of the Callie Simmer Fund. So appreciate you. I will have to. I'm gonna do some digging, make sure nothing's. Oh, they're V-Pilot messages. No, they're not V-Pilot messages. I don't know what they are. I don't know what's going on with them. Ah, look, blurry textures. Oh, they went away. Dang it. What river is this? We're way up here now. We're over in Tulsa. Oh, my ground textures are so blurry. They're no different than 2020 for me. If you want crisp ground textures, you got to go to X-Plane. Whoa, you did start something, Dougal McTavish. More OLED funds from Thrust Set Simulations, dropping a $20 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you, Thrust Set. Very, very kind for the $20 super chat. OLED funds, man. I guess y'all want to see now. Oh, I guess y'all wouldn't see a difference with when I had an OLED monitor. You wouldn't see any visual difference through the stream because it's gonna be on your monitor. But thank you, Thrust Set. And True Blue Lou, also $20. Dougal McTavish, you did kick off something here, my man. Dougal, thank you. And True Blue Lou. Say that 10 times fast. True Blue Lou, thanks for the $20 super chat as well. I can't say let's start a fund and not donate to it. Well, True Blue Lou, I appreciate you. It is definitely in the funds, my man. I appreciate you. Very kind. Thank you so much, man. It does sound like a circuit breaker. Maybe we should check the breakers. Oscar Iniguez. I can call you Oscar, so I don't insult you by trying to pronounce your last name and get it all wrong. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Here's to the HDMI 2.1 cable. Uh-oh. Do I need a separate cable? What kind of cable now? Is this here's my other question. Is my AMD gonna be compatible with OLED? Because AMD is pretty much dead to me. It doesn't even boot up the proper monitor. I have to unplug and replug my monitor every time I boot up my PC because AMD is dead to me. Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate you, man. 2.1 HDMI cable. Oh man, not getting into that, says Canadian. I hear you, man. You gotta save it for the spa. Real question. I'm 41 years old. I'm too old to get my PPL, or am I too old to get my PPL? No, not at all, Grumpy Beard. Or a perfect time to have a midlife crisis and learn to fly in USA for reference. It is a perfect time. Well, I wouldn't say perfect time because inflation is at an all-time high. So, with that in mind, definitely you are not too old for getting your PPL, man. Matter of fact, I'm sure it's changed, but when I was instructing, the average age for PPL was like 33, 34 years old. So, I mean, you're less than 10 years old in that. And that was for guys wanting to do airline stuff. And at 41, you're still not too old to do airline stuff. You would just have a shorter career if that was the goal. But PPL? No way, man. No way. I used to teach guys in their 50s and 60s want to do their PPL. You know, they're like 55 years old and they're like, you know what, I've done something completely unrelated for my career and now I want to fly. So I've got the finances now to do it, and they go after their PPL, or some will just go after like a light sport license. But no, man, don't let age deter you at all. What I would recommend though is do your medical first before you commit to anything else. Go get a aviation physical. If you just want your PPL, you only need a Class 3 medical here in the United States, so it's a much more, let's say lenient, but the qualifications are much more broad for a Class 3 medical than a Class 1, which you would need for airline pilot flying. But yeah, man, have at it. Let us know if you decide to go that route. Get yourself a intro flight. They call them intro flights. They go up for like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. Take off, land. You just get to see if you got the bug or not. OLED needs a dark room, doesn't it? I had an OLED TV and it was too reflective. Couldn't see any image. Had to return it. Really, Wingnut? Well, right now it's completely dark in my V1 HQ, so I think I'll be okay here. But that's something to keep in mind. I'm turning 28 in March. I was under the impression I was too late to go to the airlines. This gives me some hope. WL, definitely not 28, dude. You kidding me? No, not too late at all, dude. I'm almost certain the OLED pixels will need a BIOS update. Oh no, Romulus, don't tell me. I can't do a BIOS until Vodka comes down from Minneapolis and makes some braised short ribs and does a BIOS update for me. We're approaching TOD. Time now 2 o'clock. Game's on at 3:30. Beautiful. We're looking good, chat. Basic med? Yeah, basic med. Is that, they call it something different now? I thought it was like class 1, 2, 3. I'm today years old when I realized they changed the name of it. I'm 19. Is it too late to get my PPL? Should I just retire? Nah, man. 19, go for it. Breck, thank you for the $5 bank angle check. I appreciate you. There was no message associated to it. That's interesting. So Breck did a $5 bank angle check through Streamlabs. I don't know, Callie Simmer. That came through Streamlabs. Breck, I don't see a message with it. Oh, Callie Simmers is coming through. Oh no. Hopefully you didn't get charged 4 times.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is 4th time the charm? Here's to
4th
the
time.
refund or another latte. Your choice.
Hey, Callie
Lol.
Simmer, appreciate the $10 bank angle check. We're gonna stash that one to the latte. We're gonna stash that to the latte fund because y'all are keeping me running here, keeping the streamer fuel going. So I reserve Callie Simmer funds for the cafe con leches and the vanilla lattes. I like spring because I think they bring out some like coconut cold brew stuff, and I remember enjoying that. I don't know if it's going to be the same here. My local coffee shop when I was living in Georgia, they had like a coconut cold foam cold brew. Oh, so good. So, you know, being an Airbus guy, I got to get my frou-frou cold brews, and I think they do that in the spring. I hope that's going to be popular out here. We're at my local coffee shop here. But thank you, Callie Simmer. Appreciate you. Hopefully you get your other 3 donos back, Callie Simmer, because the other I just checked. I can promise you I don't have anything on my end showing that. So if you got charged, get your money back. Get your money back for that. My first live stream I watched was Alpha 7 Zulu Zulu. Do we have an emoji for that exciting event? Chat?
Bonk, is this thing on?
Zippy Zappa, appreciate the bonk. It is on. For all those that are in the know, can we please get a moment of silence for Alpha Zulu 77? Alpha Zulu 77 in chat, please. Thank you. All right, thank you. Appreciate you. No patience for this? Absolutely. Yeah, it was Alpha 7 Zulu Zulu. Never forget. A couple of weeks ago, I was doing my pre-solo check, and we do all of the ground stuff in the plane, and the battery dies before we start the engine. What? Doing a pre-solo check, do all the ground stuff, get in the plane, battery dies, but that's, man, Shakovic. It happens, man. Well, were you able to swap planes, at least get a different airplane? Of course, though. Of course the battery dies on your pre-solo check. Well, look at it this way. At least it was on a pre-solo check instead of on your solo. That would be a no bueno. So I remember one time, I'll tell this one quick little story, and then we got to start down here. We're approaching our TOD into old Kansas City. So I had this student that he was really young for the expectations that his parents had, specifically his father, had for him in flight training. So he was my student, and he had gotten passed to me from another instructor because, actually 2 other instructors. So he had one instructor. His father vetoed the progress he was making with that instructor, so then he sent him to another instructor. Then that instructor wasn't happening, so then it was sent to me. And I don't know if that means that I don't know why, but the chief pilot at the time was like, look, if anybody can get it done, you can do it, so I'm giving them to you. Wasn't a problem student at all. It was just that he was taking it all in at a much slower rate than what his father was expecting, and he was very young. So Great kid though, loved him, great attitude, definitely working hard at everything. That Dougal
Forgot to use
thank you.
Streamlabs. This will give back some of what YouTube steals.
That's
lol.
right. Dougal, appreciate the $6 bank angle check, man. Indeed, I appreciate you. Yeah, YouTube takes like 55% of everything. Appreciate you, except through Streamlabs. Thanks, Dougal. Appreciate you, man. So this kid, so we're going through the. We're grinding hard, right? I'm trying to get him to his pre-solo, or trying to get him to his solo. So finally, I feel confident enough that he's ready to go. And I always told myself, I was like, look, I'm never going to sign anybody off under pressure from either it be parents or the school or whatever. It's not only is it their life or their certificates on the line, I'm responsible for that student when they go solo. It will all come back to the instructor. So I felt confident, but it was still in the back of my mind, like, gosh, if something goes wrong, it would be this student, right? If something goes wrong, it would be this guy. It's just how Murphy's Law works. Anyway, so it's solo day. His family's there. They're at the airport observation tower. They're going to watch. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take him out first. We do a little warm-up. So we go do normally I get in the plane. We go do 2 laps in the pattern. Because some days you just have bad days. If you've been a student pilot, you know sometimes you just have bad days. You can't land. You're just off. So that's why you always go with them first, do 1 or 2 laps in the pattern, and then the instructor, myself, will hop out and sign them off, and they go do their solo. So we're taxiing out. We're sitting at the spot short of what we call ground, and it's close to where the observation is, and you can see them up there. You see the family up there. Brings the power to idle, engine dies. I'm like, great. What is that? And then so we restart the engine, and we were on a carbureted 152 on this one, so it's kind of old airplane, just kind of it had its own personality. So engine dies. Okay, jeez. So restart it, do a long run up, taxi out to the run up pad. Actually, then we do another run up. So I kind of ran it up there on the ramp. Everything looked good. Go out to the actual run up area. Do a long run up. Everything's good. I'm with him, so all right, let's go. We do a lap in the pattern, everything's fine. Do another lap in the pattern, everything's fine. I ask him, I'm like, hey man, how you feeling? You ready to go? You want to do it? He's like, yeah, I feel good. So sign him off, I get out, I go up to the observation post as well, and he goes up, he's taxiing out, and then the airplane just stops on the taxiway. I'm like, what? Why did it stop on the taxiway? The engine died again on the taxi. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I radioed the tower, because I knew a guy in the tower. We had the handheld radios, and I said, hey man, have him come back. So, and I'm doing this in front of his parents. You know, he wants to go. His parents are there. The pressure is on for him to go solo. And I'm just like, I can't. This airplane just died twice for really no reason. I'm not sending him up solo. So he's like, what are you doing? Why is he coming back? I'm like, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't know why this airplane's done this. Something's not right. It shouldn't be doing this. I've been in this airplane long enough. Engine doesn't just quit. So reluctantly, he comes back, and it was a big hoopla. His parents went to the chief pilot and were like, I don't know why you're not getting a solo, yada, yada. Then they're grilling me. Long story short, the next day we put him up, and he was fine and went to go. But man, making that decision with the pressure on, it's like, gosh, it's a tough decision to make, but sometimes you just got to make the decision, and I'm glad we did, because who knows? I mean, what if he pulled the power to idle on descent on downwind and then the engine fails, right? So, but yeah, if you've been an instructor, you probably know the feeling. That pressure feeling. Everyone's pressuring you. And you want to have a good, people take time off from work, they come out, they make a big day of it. First solo is a big deal, and then you put the history of this particular student in the background. Just a lot riding on it. But yeah. Anyway, I think he ended up getting his license, and then that was it. He didn't pursue it any further. He just got his PPL and then walked away. All right, top of descent's coming up. We need to do some things here. Going to Kansas City. Pre-start charts on the Wu-Tang 3. We're going to save some time. Actually, real quick, what's the weather doing? We'll go Phoenix, my flights, Arrival, refresh, I imagine it's out of the north. Yeah, 340 at 13, gets 2-1. Oh, yeah, right down the pipe, though, just about. Slight crosswind from the left. With that, we will plan to land northbound, ILS runway 1 right. Is that what we have planned? 1 right, ILS 1 left. 1 right or 1 left? Which one do we want? Let's see here. Well, actually, we can't. We're not going to the terminal. Domestic. So we would actually. This is a maintenance hangar. I would imagine they would take the team probably. I'd probably take them to the cargo ramp, honestly. Actually, yeah. Let's land 1 left. And we'll go to one of these aprons over here. Maybe joint cargo. GA ramp may be too small for a 321, but we're going to plan 1 left ILS. So let's go to all charts, approach, ILS 1 left. We'll star U. We'll get rid of the 1 rights. ILS runway 1 left. And let's go on the arrival. Definitely not taking the Mahomes 3. Landing northbound for 1 so we can go to Bonner. Let's go direct to Bonner. Don't have that. What transition do we have? I'm going to start down. Taco. Direct taco. Insert. Bottom altitude is going to be 5,000. Manage descent. 5,000 is set. Sounds are coming up. Yeah, they have a Mahomes arrival, dude. Isn't that crazy? What is that clicking sound? I've never heard that before in the Fenix. Never heard that before. All right, sounds are up. We're a little bit late on profile. Speed brakes are coming out. Down we go. All right, end pole. It's going to be the 736. Kelly Simmer says, I think my favorite was the 727. 4th time was a charm when you were able to take off. Oh my gosh, don't remind me. That was wild. I don't understand how I'm flying a 50-year-old plane and they literally just fly them until something goes wrong. You know what, Shakovic? I've been impressed by aviation and aircraft my whole career, man. Whether it's 152s, 172s, Beech 99s, King Airs, Embraers were all pretty new, but I mean, even when you think about it, just think of a standard 320. I mean, take an A320 that came online in 2000. Okay, not even the oldest of them. It's 25 years old at this point. That airplane, if it's well optimized at the operator that it's at, which most of them are. Yeah, this is gonna be a tight little descent here with this quartering tailwind. These airplanes are running day in and day out, constantly. Maybe get a 4 or 5 hour rest. The amount of wear is just, it is impressive when you think about it. I mean, when I fly an airplane, like I did those couple long flights last month where I did like a 6.5 hour flight from New York to LA. That airplane just literally 30, 40 minutes on the ground, fueled up, went and goes back. 5 hours going back. And then it gets in and it does another 4 hour flight to Dallas. And then there it goes, does another turn. Like, it does not stop. Those engines are running. That airplane is going through the pressurization, depressurization cycle daily. You start to see where the paint chips off the rivets because the can is expanding and contracting. I mean, it's crazy, man. Modern aviation. Wind shift, overspeed, momentary overspeed. I have control. Gosh dang it. Hit that bump. That's why you don't descend at, that, my friends, is why you don't descend at cost index 99. Selected speed, 320, please. Now we got to ride it up and blame it on wingnut. Momentary overspeed. 5 seconds. Gosh dang it. Where's my FS Labs maintenance manual? Where's Turk when you need him? Can you write up a MEL? Shall we pull out the can? You got to do this. Gosh dang it. If you didn't hear, open it up. Momentary overspeed. Flight level 210 for 5 seconds. Aircraft configuration clean, so they know it was clean. You didn't have any flaps out. Maintenance will come out and inspect it. Now we got to file paperwork, get our ASAPs out. Well, I was descending at Kostenix 99, even though V1 told me not to do it. I did it anyway. We hit its turbulence. It oversped the aircraft. Great. Where's that meme? Winglet, where's that meme I had? I gotta... ASAP author. I don't want to talk about it. Hold on. I need to figure out how I can play this. I'll have the right name. We got to do Magic Barrel Ref. 3012 is set. LS. We got a lot to do. See, and this is a very realistic situation here. You be flying along, nothing going on, and now in the last 10 minutes of your flight, you got all this stuff happening where you got to write something up. I got to find the right meme to show you. We got to load up the arrival information. This is very realistic. Let's see. Barrow for us coming into KC is 1214. Enter destination data. That's how it always happens. Now the only thing we're missing is a medical emergency. Now this is when you would get a medical. Flight attendant will call up, hey, we have a lady hyperventilating in the back. Oh, great. Temperature down there is cold. Let's just put 0. Winds were 310 at like 17. That's in the box. We're set up. LS push buttons on. We'll go low brakes just because we do have a little bit of a crosswind there, landing runway 1. So it will be, yeah, it'll be a direct crosswind actually, almost. So we'll do low auto brakes. That's the only time I really use auto brakes, right? Either heavy rain, contaminate a runway, or when you have a stiff crosswind. And the only reason I like to use them for that is because it's going to help minimize the asymmetrical brake heating. Mother of God, first line. Yeah. Hold on, let me find this. Let me find this meme. Gotta find it. I need a meme channel because there's so many good ones. You guys have been posting so much, I can't find it probably. Yeah, I can't. It was basically the video where you guys ever seen Wedding Crashers, and it's like, I don't want to talk to you right now, I don't want to talk about last night, it's just going to make me mad, you gotta recharge your batteries. Look at this. Alright, here we go. Speed brakes are coming out. Chinese speed brakes are coming out as well. Why are you dinging at me? Flight control speed brakes still out. I know, it's because I want it out. We should be at idle while we're in speed descent. That's fine, let's do this. Vertical speed 0, 250. Speed's coming back. Alright, now we're getting back on profile. Let's go open descent down to 5. Thrust idle, open descent 5,000 blue. Perf, clear U. We'll activate and confirm since we're on a selected speed. VAP 139. Looking good. Do I have a speed brake binding? Yes, I do have a speed brake binding. It is on my Throttletek, and it's an Axis. So you can use the speed brake and then disarm, arm. Check out the Throttletek binding video. I believe I just have it bound to speed brake axis, though. Speed brake axis is what you need. Are Chinese speed brakes the landing lights? That is correct. because the landing light mechanisms are indeed made in China. So we call them Chinese speed brakes. There they are. Or it's the bulbs. I can't remember. One part of the landing lights is manufactured in China. JT, the cumulonimbus clouds are much better in 24. Man, we're starting to get a little bit of turbulence. So we'll get the seatbelt signs on. We need the CTAF freak first. What is this place? MCI. It's 28.2. Now the newer the newer landing lights are actually all going to be internal. They're going to be fairing lights, which is super mid. I wish they didn't do that. You're just going to have, I don't know if it's going to be 3 positions, but it's basically on, off. And the fairing lights on the new aircraft are going to be built in right here, kind of like the 737. Or I think the Max has that, right? It's all fairing lights, so they won't be extendable, which is sad. I like the extendable lights. That's how I subtly tell the FO that they're getting high and fast on profile. Start popping the lights out at like 13,000 feet. Like, what are you doing? I'm trying to help you out. Like, oh yeah. So the pedals only move the nose wheel a few degrees to prevent over-controlling on takeoff or landing, but if you need a 90-degree turn on taxiway, use the tiller. Correct. You can take a high speed on with the pedals, like a 45-degree exit from the runway, and you could do a 90-degree turn with the pedals and differential thrust, but it's not going to be optimal. That is indeed what the tiller is used for. The tiller is used for those 90-degree turns, tight turns, single engine. Like if you're single engine taxiing, good luck making a 90-degree turn into the operating engine with just pedals. All right, we're at a 6.5 for Fife. Kansas City traffic, United 357, just over Taco. On the Wu-Tang arrival, we're setting up for the LS1 left, Kansas City. All right, get the flight recorder ready. Outside air temperature is cold. Engine heats are coming on. All right, we got a 210 here at Gales. We'll level at 5. We'll come right back to 210. We'll be perfect there. We got 10 miles, 7 miles. Roll it back. Thrust idle, slowing up to 210 knots. Yep, on the Wu-Tang. No heating element was designed in that enclosure. What enclosure? On the lights? No, I don't believe so. AW, what's up, man? I got the Chiefs tonight? Oh, no Chiefs, man. We're doing Texans. We got a plane full of Texans on board. This was a charter flight from Houston Hobby. Go Texans. Bills Mafia, what's up, man? You ready to lose tomorrow? Can't wait to see Josh Allen lose to the... Who y'all playing, right? Who the Bills play tomorrow? Baltimore, right? It's Ravens? Ravens. I think it's Ravens. Yeah, Ravens. Actually, you know what, Bills Mafia? That actually might be a pretty good game. Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. That might be a pretty good game, dude. Alright, here comes VFE next -10, flaps 1, which will be all slats. Here they go. Slats are coming out. I don't think V1 ferried losers. I hope not. I'm just tired of the Chiefs, man. It's like Alabama circa 2016. Just dominant. And here's the other thing. Everyone that's talking about the Chiefs, the last 2 Super Bowls, the Chiefs have not been called for a single offensive holding call. Holding happens on every single play of football. It has not been called a single time in 2 Super Bowls. People are like, oh, you think everything's rigged. No, I don't think everything's rigged. But it doesn't take a lot to swing the momentum of a game. You get a big time play, you get a big time positive play in a moment, you get a holding call, you're like, oh, that's, they bring it back. Holding happens on every play. It's at the discretion of the official. Come on now. No holding calls in 2 Super Bowls. Give me a break. As Cowboys fans, we know penalties. Hell, True Blue Lou, we invented penalties as Cowboys fans. We invent penalties over here at Cowboy Nation. Mickey G, if the Texans win today, I'm busting out the bourbon tonight, man. If the Texans win today,
2,500.
hell, we might do an emergency Discord live stream from my cell phone in celebration. I saw that Speedway too, Joe Plains. Hey, Tower Ray, I'm coming to Chicago next month, dude. I'll be in Chicago next month. The 21st. 21st. I fly in late, though. I don't get in until midnight, and I'm leaving at midday on Saturday the 22nd. So I don't know if I'll need any de-icing, but mark it on the schedule, man. All right, we're 2,000 feet. We're cooking here. Let's come to 180. Let's arm it up. All right, Glide Slope Blue, Low Blue, Cat 3 Dual, Autopilot 1+2, Loke Star is captured. Glide Slope is alive. Go around altitude will be 4,000 feet. We'll stand by on that. There's VF Fenix -10, flaps 2. All right, how do the colors look? Is it too green? Oh yeah, that's too green. Yeah, they need to work on that. See, I haven't flown into Kansas City anytime recently, but I can almost assure you it doesn't look that green. It doesn't look that green. All right, recording is on. Glide slope captured. Going altitude 4,000 blue set. Let's hand fly. Let's just see how she does. We'll manage it up early. Autopilot's coming off. Gears coming down. VFE next. Flaps 3. Spoilers arm. I think I just disarmed them actually. Look at the flap shake. Yeah, I did just disarm them. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Oh, that thud of the. Look at that. Okay, let's fly this. I'm gonna leave the auto thrust on. Let's see how it handles the gusty winds today. I believe I might have it on medium turbulence. I might have it on medium. How is your sim so dang smooth? I don't know, man. I love 24. 24 is awesome. Except the colors here are too green in the trees. The foliage is too green. The underlying textures look appropriately brown, but the foliage looks too green. Definitely need to tweak that. All right, we're closing in on 1,000 feet stable, clear to land. Mickey G with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. $20 super chat. On that note, bourbon fun. If Texans lose, I could charge an interest rates of 200%. Mickey G, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for a $20 bank angle check. You just got me high here on profile, too. I see what you're doing. Oh, yeah. It'll be a big one tonight if they win. All right, 1,000 feet stable, semi-ish, because Mickey G is over here super chatting. Recording is on. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a nice landing here. .22 knots of wind, pretty much right. It's actually more 3.5 than 3.10. Looks like the winds have shifted a little bit. We got to float it out for the butter though. We got the Texans on. We can't injure the Texans. Can't injure any of the Texans players on board right now. We got a nice, buttery, smooth landing.
100 above.
Looks like the glide slope is not coincident with the pappies.
Minimum.
Rocket down here about 100 feet. We'll slide below. Oh yeah, you can see the pappies are way up front of the 1,000 footers. That's why.
100.
Here comes 50.
50.
Bang on.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
Hold it off for the butter. Hold it off for the butter. Hold it off.
Sorry.
Oh, I want the greaser. Oh, yes. That was the greaser I was looking for. Spoilers. Fly that nose wheel down. Nice and easy. Reverse green, we're decelling. A little bit floaty, but that's what we were going for. We're going to make the exit here anyway and go to the... we'll make this one right here. We're going to go to the FBO. It was legal and it was a greaser. I know we floated it a little bit, but hey, CJ Stroud is fragile. We don't want to hurt his back before the game. Alright, we'll take it in here and we'll clear it up. Flaps coming in. Oh, I love that. David Isaac, thanks for the $5 super chat, my man. Cheers to the Chiefs losing. Apologies to any Chiefs fans out there. It's just, we're tired of it. Look at that flap animation, man. Yeah, see the ground looks appropriately brown. The trees are a little off. We're gonna go over here to the FBO ramp. They have their own private buses in real life. What was cool, man, maybe we should do some charters. We have the 190, FSS 190. Does that work in 2024? I did a lot of charter flying when I flew the Embraer 190. And a lot of sports teams, cheerleader teams. Well, that one we got stranded. If you know the podcast story, you know. But yeah, then you take them over to the FBO. Typically, you'll have buses, security waiting for you. You roll up. Very simple. You shut down, open the door, they go away, and then you're basically Part 91 after that. Empty ferry flight, or you keep the plane there. It just depends on the contract. Go ahead and sit it down right here. We're going to go right into replay mode, so we don't need to shut it down. We'll go full screen cam. And we'll stop the recording. Do I like the 190? Yeah, I do. The 190 is a great airplane, man. I love it. I flew the 190, 175, and the 175 was a good bird, but the 190 is a different, it just flew like a different animal, man. I know they're the same type rating, but the 190 just felt so much more, I don't know, just transport category airplane, you know? It didn't, the 170 felt like a regional bird. Not in a bad way. It just, you know, it is a 70-seat jet. But the 190 was a great flying airplane. Wait till you fly the 736. That's a rocket ship. Oh, I forgot to disconnect from Vail Premium. Disconnect. Yeah. That's not very airline pilot of you. You got to grease the mains and slam the nose down like it owes you money. Gosh, I can't stand it when guys do that. I don't know why. That is such an airline pilot thing to do, though. They grease it on and then the nose will just ka-chung, especially if you have auto brakes on. All right, there we go. We're rolling it in. We'll go in here and get full flaps on. Sensitivity for the side stick is all linear in the sim, and I'm running the Moza profile, which we have pinned in the Discord. So it's all linear. All the dampening is done through the Moza base. The ERJ feels like an Airbus compared to the CRJ, at least as a passenger, especially the 200. If the PFD was used to screen the game, you could still fly with the backup instruments. Yeah, good luck streaming the game though through the PFD. Look at the flap shake, so good. All right, let's run this forward, and then we're gonna see how we landed, and then we're gonna get out of here because it's, what is it, 3 o'clock? 2:30, perfect. Be home at 3. Oh, I forgot to turn the auto thrust back on. So we got a nice little gust of wind there. Did you see that? That was cool. I saw the elevator or the spoilers deflect. Hold it for the grease. Oh, love that. Definitely had that gust of wind. That was pretty cool. Let's see if we can see that again. Let's run it back a little bit. Right about here, right about here, right about here. Get the spoilers down, resume. I want the spoilers to go back down so we can see them deflect again. A little bit too late. Yeah, so now it's in replay mode, it's not quite the same. Right there, that was that nice little gust. Hold it off. Roll it on. That looked pretty greasy from the wing view. Let's take a look from outside. Hold that nose, flying it down. Still got me a little bit. Could have held it off a little better than that. back. Resume. Disarm the speed brake. Are we on then? Speed brakes armed. There they go. Let's see how we did. Right there. A little bit unstable. We just hold it off. Wait for the juice. I'll take it. It wasn't as buttery as I thought. It still felt pretty good. The auto brakes, when the auto brakes kick in, it really brings that nose down for sure. It really brings that nose down for sure. Gotta be careful, especially if you use medium brakes. We'll do a half speed, we'll do a slow-mo here. Look at that windsock straight out. Trying to hold it. Could have got a little bit more. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That looked pretty good. Wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. 100% acceptable. We'll get in on the struts on there. Let's see if we can see the struts. Pretty good. Don't mind the wiggly wigglies. Alright. Replay's coming on. Hold on. Pause. Resume. Get those back up. Alright. Time to go. Sails coming up. I'll let y'all enjoy the approach into Kansas City. Auto thrust is back on. There we go. What does G say? Oh, let's launch G's. Forgot to launch it. We'll launch G's for wing nut. Hold on, let's see. Let's run a photo with G's on. I'll let you know. G's says I'm gonna say 130. That's my guess. Yeah, see, that was with the auto thrust. A little bit extra juice. 113. Really? I don't buy that. I don't think it's that small. Just added 100 feet. 213? One more time. I'm resetting G's to get the optimal landing rate. I would say right there, that destabilization, and when you heard the auto thrust on, then it gave us a little extra energy. 127. I'd take that. I'd say it's between 130 and 180 is probably where that is sitting. So, not the best of the best, but good enough for government work and enough to get CJ Stroud down safely so he can go beat the Kansas City refs. I mean, Chiefs. All right. Just a reminder to message me. Oh, yes, I will message you, and I'll probably forget to message me again, and I'll message you again. All right? Y'all, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed this last-minute Saturday stream. I got the hiccups. That means it's time to go. I will catch up with y'all probably on Monday. So, that'll be Monday. So, stay safe. Stay healthy. I will see y'all smack talkers in the football section of the Discord. Time to go home and get the grill fired up. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm B1. Soup!
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, reach.